he needs to think that, back in, the days before we killed everybody and we had all these big wars and everything else, that, they generally burn these people at the stake.
Mm-hmm.
And so he should be grateful that people are willing to put their lives on the line so that he can perform the heinous acts that he does.
Okay. Well, what do you think about that, Peter?
Well, I think it's pretty amusing.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because the whole thing is like...
You're an amusing
Hey, wait a minute.
yourself.
Let me finish. You had your say. Let me comment on your ideas.
Go.
People... you saying people are burned at the stake. Christians used to burn Jews at the stake for being Jews.
Mm.
They burn other Christians at the stake who have slightly different theological concepts. The idea is that we are at a point where ideas countering Christianity are holding sway. The Founding Fathers were definitely not Christian, and they've created a republic that prevents us from being stuck in that kind of medieval thinking. The Dark Ages were dark because of Christianity. When Rome fell, and it was a fairly enlightened paganism, the world really fell under the sway of the Nazarene, and it retarded science and social mores for centuries. And the people who are fighting for our freedom include many members of the Church of Satan. We have many members in our military forces. We've had since the beginning of our organization. So they're fighting for your freedom too, buddy.
Okay, Harold, we got to take a break. Appreciate you calling in here, and when we come back, we'll try to squeeze in another call if we can. I'm Joshua P. Warren, talking right now with High Priest Peter H. Gilmore. He is in charge of the Church of Satan. You can learn more about him at churchofsatan.com and more about his new book at thesatanicscriptures.com. There are links on Speaking of Strange. And Speaking of Strange, we'll be back right here on News Radio 570 WWNC, the Talk of the Mountains.
You're listening to an exclusive News Radio 570 WWNC podcast. You can listen live, check out the latest news, get host info, downloads, and more at WWNC.com.
And you are listening to Speaking of Strange, the show where the unusual becomes usual. Here keeping you company every Saturday night, starting at 8 p.m. East Coast time. I'm your host, Joshua P. Warren, and this hour my guest has been High Priest Peter H. Gilmore. He is in charge of the Church of Satan, and there are links to his sites at speakingofstrange.com. Let's see if we can fit in another phone call. Hello, Diane. You are on the air. Diane? Do we have Diane? Interesting. I don't know what to make of that, but Diane, we'll give you a chance to call back in if you'd like to try that again. Don't know Diane? Okay. Well, yes, our number again, 240-9962 or 800-570-9962. Do you think that Aleister Crowley was indeed fitting for an organization like yours?
Oh, not at all. That man was a mystic. He believed in spirits and demons, and he didn't consider himself a Satanist. Also, he really had no self-control. In Satanism, one of our cardinal commandments is indulgence, not compulsion, which means you should indulge in things, but you have to have the self-control to be able to refrain when it's deleterious to yourself. Crowley was totally addicted to drugs. It destroyed his life and made him a wreck, and that's something we'd have to find really reprehensible. So he doesn't suit Satanism at all.
Okay, we're going to try this line again. Hello, Diane, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you are on the air.
Okay, I have a question for you, Peter. I'm wondering, if you do not worship Satan and you really do not take part in satanic acts, why is it called the Church of Satan?
I think we covered that earlier.
I didn't get all the answers I needed to that.
Well,
I mean, I understood everything you said, but still that is not clear to me.
I don't see how it couldn't be clear. We use Satan as a symbol. We identify with the symbol of an adversary to all spiritual religions, and that we are a church. We have a metaphorical symbol system. We have rituals that you can indulge in if you like. We worship ourselves. Satan is a wonderful externalization of the essence of what's the best within us.
So that's your definition of Satan?
Oh, absolutely. Satan is not evil to us. In fact, we think good and evil are completely subjective concepts, that there is no absolute good and evil. And it's always socially determined. If you look at history, that becomes very evident. Because if you lived in ancient Sparta, the very idea of any child that you considered even minorly defective, you'd put out on the rocks to be exposed to animals. That was what everybody embraced and how everybody practiced their normal existence. And today we'd look at that and think that was grotesque and horrific. So those ideas of good and evil constantly change with the shifts in human society and values.
Diane, thank you for that call. Does all your income come from the church, or do you have a job that's not related at all?
I also do graphic and web design. For many years, I was in the arts world. I was a director of operations for a leading gallery in New York City for about 18 years.
Okay, well, now we're almost out of time, so other than visiting your websites, Church of Satan, or I guess it's the Church of Satan. No, it's just Church of Satan.
ChurchofSatan.com, yeah.
ChurchofSatan.com or the SatanicScriptures.com. Any other advice for those who want to learn more about you and your work?
Well, those are the best places to go for easy, free information. Really, if people want to understand Satanism, they should read our founder's book, The Satanic Bible, by Anton Szandor LaVey. It's an inexpensive paperback that you can get from Amazon.com. And you'll find out that Satanism may not be what other people have been telling you it is. And you might find, much to your surprise, that your ideas and beliefs could mean that you are a Satanist.
Well, I think the clock has got us, but, I wanted to have you on to get your view of things. You obliged, and I truly appreciate that. I've enjoyed the conversation and hope that you will come back sometime.
I had a great deal of fun, Joshua. You are a true gentleman, and I would certainly be willing to come back and have some more fun with you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We definitely appreciate you being on the show. There you are, folks. We had the man in charge of the Church of Satan, High Priest Peter H. Gilmore. He is, direct successor of Anton LaVey. And was that what you expected it would be, or something very different? We'll talk about that, I'm sure, on future shows. And keep in mind, next week on the program, is Jesus coming back by Easter of this year? I will spend 2 hours interviewing a woman who says, yes, Jesus will be the reincarnation of her deceased husband. You can call in with your thoughts on her outstanding experiences. This is a remarkable story. I met this woman in person, and that's why I'm going to spend 2 hours on it. So be sure to put that on your calendar. All that and a lot more is next Saturday night, March 31st, 8 p.m. right here on News Radio 570 WWNC. And the Saturday after that will be the night before Easter. So we're going to have a panel discussion with a variety of people who have a variety of views on religion. Jay Scott, a fundamentalist Christian who's been on the show numerous times, will also participate. He's the host of World of the Unexplained. Verato, who hosts Verato Live at 8:80, is going to be on, and he believes the Bible is principally a work of fiction. We're going to have some other experts in the mix as well, so it will be a thought-provoking exploration of a variety of concepts on the holiday, I'm sure. So be sure to put that on the map as well, and we're working on some other really great stuff for you in the near future. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the show. I am Joshua P. Warren with producer Agnes Cheek, and we thank our wonderful webmaster Robert McGee, as well as Brian Hall, Forrest Connor, Micah Hanks, John Anderson, Brian Irish, Dr. Al Prophet, and Mobius. This is Speaking of Strange, where the unusual becomes usual. You'll hear us again next Saturday, 8 p.m., and in the meantime, we'll be at speakingofstrange.com, and be sure to sign up for our free email newsletter at the site for the latest updates.